Alrighty, hello friends, good evening. Hello, let's see what's here. Keebscape, hello, welcome. Fede Feo, Captain Mal, hello. Lamp, you're not first. Epsilon, hello. Shonies, hello. William, hello. Rorschach, hello, how's it going? Hubert, good to see you. Captain Mike, hello. Jabronas, Big Macs and Onions, how's it going? Elquan, Muggle Clutch, hello. Been a minute. How are you? Gnarly Charlie, hello. Killswitch, hi. Jordan does keeps, good evening. Rivius, hi. How are you guys doing? You guys have a good weekend? For those who maybe aren't in the East Coast, we got some snow. We got like a couple inches on the ground, which was kind of cool. A little chilly today, pretty windy. Little bit of wind chill today, for sure. It's been windy the past few days, but now we got some ice on the ground, some snow, and some wind. Good weekend indeed, since Diego has and is streaming this week. Yeah, I've been streaming like, you know, a few times, which is yeah, it's been busy for sure. I've been busy with some work too. I was doing like chores and work today, so today was actually a productive but busy day. Just did a bunch of stuff. Now I'm just enjoying having some apple cider. Nice and cool, refreshing, and ready to build a keyboard. All right, so tonight we are actually building a keyboard that was you know, it's been reviewed before, not by me, of course, but it's a keyboard that's currently in stock. So this is called the Solaris by Keebscape, and it's currently you know, there's a limited amount of these units currently in stock on the Keebscape website, keebscape.com, and basically you can just order it if you like it. But basically it's a 60% top mount and O-ring mount keyboard. It's available in all the configurations, so WinKey, WinKeyless, and HHKB. And then there's 3 different colorways, and you can choose hot swap or solderable PCB, and you can and then you can get different plates. I think there's polypropylene that's included in the kit by default, and then you can optionally get aluminum or I think ABS plate. Yeah. I did make a little list of folks who have what is that, like reviewed the board, I guess, or built their board, whether it was from before or after, and if you guys want to know any particular configurations that are out there, you can just ask me and I'll let you know. But I've seen builds with blue cheese switches, SWK Dragon Ghost, BCPs, Gat Smoothies, MX Purples, Scaled more BCPs, Kangaroos, Cilantros, Keygeek Lila V2s, MX Blacks, Green Arrow, B Sun switches, HMX Blue Topaz switches, more BCPs, and V2U HMX switches, with a variety of mostly polypropylene plate and a few aluminum plate builds that I've seen. But yeah, and so it's a board that's, you know, that's had some content out there. So if you are ever so curious about the build, you can always check out other people's impressions of the board as well. From what I've seen, the impressions are pretty good. And so people like, you know, some people like O-ring, some people like top mount. So that will differ. All right, let's unpack it here. So the kit includes a PCB, of course, Here, a nice and new PCB. The stabs were included just for me to do the build. This was just sent by Keebscape for me to do the build, so no stabs. The stabs are separate. But here we have our daughter board. We have some bump-ons, some extras as well. Daughter board cable, and then we have a 60% O-ring as well. That the durometer of this, I'm actually not sure, like how hard this is. This definitely feels stiffer than the 50, so maybe it's like a 70 or something like that. I'm actually not entirely sure, but maybe Keebscape was in the chat can clarify. It is 58. Oh, I thought this didn't feel like 58. I felt like 58. Maybe it's a little softer than this. Maybe it's been a while, but 58 it is. So 58 should be similar to, I think the Unicorn comes with 58 as well. There's a bunch of boards, but that have O-ring mount, and I think 58 is a pretty common kind of like medium hardness that people ship their O-rings with. But I've seen, like, you know, people build with 30, 70, I think even 90. A lot of switches I've never heard of. To be frank with you, the way I think about it is, if there is like a food or like a vegetable or a fruit that you haven't heard of in a while, there probably is a switch out there that's named after it. Nowadays. That class 100 looks pretty sweet. Yeah, the build came out pretty nice for that. Alright, so let's open this up. So it looks like the build for today is this HHKB layout. And this is, I forget what's the colorway name. Oh yeah, here it is. Dusk. It's the Dusk or dark purple colorway. Pretty sweet color actually. In some lights it might look kind of more bluish, but it is like a dark purple. Wait, is this oh, I think the autofocus on this is off. There we go. And then we got a cool little sort of like looks like an eclipse, right? You could also see it as the moon and another celestial body, but very cool. We have what looks like, is this brass and steel, or is this brass and colored something else, or is it aluminum and brass perhaps? And then we have a cool little equation written here. H equals R nu cosine phi. Reminds me of like an Euler angle equation. But if I recall correctly, this is the, I think I read this. It was the relative momentum of a trajectory of an elliptical orbit or something like that. So it's basically a celestial body's elliptical orbit specific momentum equation. Is it plate PVD alu? No, this is just a glossy polypropylene plate, I think. Brass and 2 parts stainless steel. Ooh, that's pretty fancy. What purple sets do I have? Oh, I have a bunch. I'll let you know in just a bit. All right, let's put some bump-ons on first. Good old what is this? SJ5302, is that the right number? I forget if that's the right number exactly, but the standard 3M bump-on measurement that's used in a lot of boards. Nice and easy to replace if you happen to lose them. Or 3502, forget. But easy to replace bump-ons, that's nice. And we do have to take out the plate of this, so let's open it up. Jur with the watch streak, hello. How's it going? Or any random food? Yeah, for real. It's like HMX spaghetti might be next, and then someone's gonna be like, oh, I'm from Italy, so I decided to make it. I decided to make garon guanciale, or you know, whatever it is. HMX chilaquiles, yummy. And then, yeah, someone's gonna be like, well, I like the chilaquiles, but I decided to deconstruct my switches. And now my parts are named salsa verde, salsa roja, etc. And then we have cilantro, so we'll have like habanero sometime soon too, I'm sure. Gateron gabagul. So I can make a Sopranos theme board? Yes, you could. Leopold FC660C vibes with that equation? Ah, yeah, the electrocapacitive thing. Okay. So we have daughter board space over here. Cable. We have a nice little internal part exposed here from the brass. So it is indeed two-part. So you have a brass piece that goes through weight all the way to the back. And then I imagine it's a piece that's attached to that brass weight from here. Using these other bolts. Probably maybe these ones. Or yeah. Or actually these all of these two parts. So it's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, these 4 screws probably. And then these two probably attach the through weight. Pretty neat. What's nice is, I guess these are smaller screws, but you probably don't have to ever remove the weight, really. Let's, what did I just do with my screwdriver? Oh yeah, let's get the plate out. All right, so let's get our plate. We have a nice glossy polypropylene plate, which reminds me a lot of the palm plates we used to have, or not we used to, but more like still have, but some of the palm plates out there are glossy like this. So we have a nice and flexible polypropylene plate. Obviously it has universal compatibility, and looks like the bottom row is fixed 7U, so whether you get WinKey, WinKeyless, or HKB, you'll be using a 7U bottom row. We have splits for the shift and the backspace. We have ANSI and ISO enter, and a stepped and regular caps lock, and as well as split and regular right shift, if you prefer, whichever way. I did just fling a screw across the desk. I just saw it right here, so I just picked it up. All right, so top mount positions are going to be 3 at the top, evenly spaced. Basically 2 at the corners and 1 in the middle. And then we have 2 mounting points on the bottom, pretty much close to the, I guess, right and left WinKey positions respectively, more or less. And then no mounting point at the spacebar. Yeah, you know, I got the screws, don't worry. So I'll just put this here for now. Let's get our PCB opened up. Is that brass connected to exterior brass? Oh, I can show you. Yeah, sure. I can undo it if you wanted to see. So you mean this one, right? So you can first undo these 2 countersunk screws here. These probably attach the bigger weight to the case, so they come off right like that. And then you have 4 little screws attaching this through weight, right, to the piece that covers the central part and the piece that covers this part here. So this is gonna be stainless steel, right? This is stainless steel in black, and then, pretty thin though, right? But the through weight itself is a singular piece. Goes all the way through to the exterior of the board, right? Pretty cool. Yes, indeed. Nice and clean design. Alright, so let's get our PCB here. We have black, and we have a little kind of eclipse or moon over here being showed on the silk screen on the left. And then again, the cool thing about the PCB is that if you had a different plate, you actually can do 625 view if you want. If you want to do WinKey's 625 view, it's doable. And then here you have info. It's designed by Mr. Gondo Lindrum, SC60 SREV Alpha RC1 PCB. Very cool. A Gondo designed PCB. So we got our STM32 microcontroller. And nicely done traces and everything. So knowing that it's a Gondo PCB, I'm sure it worked very well. Never had issues with any of them. We have our reset button here underneath the spacebar position. JST on the left side, similar to the H60. And then there is also let's see, we also have a caps lock LED as well. If you want to, you can do a caps lock LED for shine through. Clownfish goat. I mean, Clownfish says Gondo goated. Yes, but also you are goated too, by the way. Oh yeah, that reminds me. If you didn't see, and if you are part of the Discord server and you haven't seen, I am doing some giveaways currently for some switches. And probably will be organizing some more stuff here and there and finding more stuff that I could give away and things like that. So I occasionally will be posting, stuff like that and pinging people to enter. If you want, obviously it's if you win, you can claim it, and I'll just ask that winners pay for shipping, so it's basically free for the cost of shipping. So yeah, just so you know. All right, so let's get this done. Let's get our little piece of film here. ¿Qué hubo, lechato? Kiko, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás, carnal? How's your weekend, bud? ¿Qué hubo, arre? Alright, we got some... TX dabs. Okay. Let's get these bad boys. Bien aquí, chambeándole pa'l maíz. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I saw that you're almost done with your Topre pre-orders. all your sets and stuff. Gotta get that maíz. Oh yeah, gotta get that maíz. Yes, yes. Go get that. Go get that tortilla, hombre. Promise I don't mean that in a bad way. Well, so I can say that, right? I mean, I'm Mexican. Oh wait, I didn't mean to put this on. Damn, now I want enchiladas. Ooh, that sounds good. some enchiladas suizas or enchiladas verdes sound pretty good. Yum. Good stuff. How to join the giveaway? It's in my server. You need to have been in the server already. If you are just joining, you'll just have to wait for the next ones to come. If you go to the announcements section, they'll be there. If you're already in the server. Chat, enchiladas verdes or rojas? I know what I like. Verdes for me. I think salsa verde just has a better flavor. Never try, but whatever pica más? No, man. It's not about what pica más. It's not about what's spicier, in my opinion. It's all about the flavor, the quality of the salsa. And I think I often find salsa verde to have the flavor I like. Like the right amount of acidity and spice blend. I think that's what makes a good salsa. Usually red ones have a better, tastier flavor. That's fair. I mean I like salsa roja in certain other things though. You know? But I feel like for enchiladas specifically, I prefer salsa verde. Like, if you ask me about pozole, I prefer a pozole rojo. Yeah, it definitely depends on the place and how you do it, right? But I think for enchiladas, I always go with verdes. It's amusing and annoying that spicy is used both for heat and flavor. Yeah, I know, right? Like, you can refer to it as spicy in terms of it's a spice. like you know, like to condiment or whatever. But also to, you know, denote what's it on the heat on the scale. What are you doing to those stabs? I am just loosening up some of the plastic clips that are on these like joints where the wire meets the clip, because they run a little tight on TX. So just by loosening them, you basically can get the wire to rotate nice and freely, even without like at the state of not lubing them. So I'm just loosening up some of the clip. The plastic clip really is what's loosening up. The plastic clip on the plastic stab. So as long as they rotate freely, it's good enough. So you just kind of do it as needed. I hope that gold wire isn't too thick. I think it should be fine. And if it's too thick, we can just loosen the clip a little more. But I hope it's not too thick for the inserts, that's for sure. I think it'll be okay, but we'll see. Okay, I think we're good. Let's loop the stabs now. I thought I had a bunch of new TXAP stabs, but every box was nearly empty. Oh, you're good. If we need any parts, I got some, so it's not a problem. Well, we'll try these, and if these don't work, then I'll just get some new parts. It's all good. What rev are these? These are AP, pretty sure. It's on the box. Yeah, AP. Cute cat butt. I got that one too. Don't think I'm gonna get another, not gonna lie. That's fine. I was talking to Radar and he was like, wow, this is flat. I think the height of it is actually pretty close to R1 though. It's flat on the top though, yeah. Or not flat, but I mean, yeah, relatively flat for a sculpted keycap. What lube am I using for the TXA piece? I'm using 205G0, which is my standard lube for pretty much all stabs. I pretty much just use 205 for every stab. So if you ever wonder what I lube like my stabs with, it's almost always 205. Is BDZ still a thing for wires? Oh, people still do it. I know people who do. I prefer not to. I personally find it too thick. Like too viscous and a little unforgiving in some ways. Not to mention it is also pretty expensive for very small amounts. I mean, it works. It works fine. Definitely a user thing. But I already have a lot of 205 and it works too. So I never felt the need to get more BDZ. So I had some and pretty much never replenish anymore. Because 205 already served the purpose I wanted it to serve. It can lube switches, it can lube stabs. So that was good enough for me. Where's a clip of Krellbit eating toast with 205? No idea. Somewhere on the internet. I use Honda Shin Etsu grease for my stab wires. How does that work out for you? Is it expensive or is it cheap? Like for per amount, per unit volume, or per unit weight? There's a million SKUs. There probably is a lot. Oops, didn't mean to do that. It's cheap. Okay, that's nice. I still do BDZ only for cherry clip-ins, but it's a light coat. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm not knocking on BDZ use. I personally think it works fine. It just preference for me that I already have 205. So if you're using BDZ, that's totally cool. It might actually work better in terms of longevity. That I think it's true. To a good degree, because it doesn't like flow or move around as much as 205 will over time. A tube will last you a lifetime, and you can use it on your car's weather stripping to keep them lubed and hydrated. Right. Let me go get some Shinetsu grease for my car as well. The ride I don't have anymore. haven't had a car since I moved to the city, so. But noted. Good to know. Other nylon or plastic parts like blend, door gears, etc. Okay, door gears, etc. Okay, I see. Cool. Very cool. I found what works best for me is BDZ, and when the stab starts ticking, I touch it with 205. Oh, interesting. How does that work out for you? Do you not feel like the 205 and the BDZ sort of mixing along gets a little messy, or like it you know, flows down, or like the PCB, or like do you ever find it to be ever problematic? Epsilon? I do BDZ for cherry stabs and taupe stabs. Oh, BDZ for taupe. Well, that's interesting. I think I've heard of people doing it. I just don't know how well it's worked out for folks. That's nice. I mean, I guess in small amounts, it's always fine. Is Shinetsu also like a PTFE base? Silicone based. Oh, okay. Different grease. Okay. It still agrees though, right? So cool. .206 is not as thick as BDZ in my opinion. Anyone rock their board dry? Not for taupe, not for me. Unfortunately, not for me. I don't like stock taupe as much. Actually, on the new HKBs, I'm okay with stock to a good degree, but like on the new, I mean like anything after a Pro 2, but not a huge fan, generally speaking. I'm a dielectric grease guy. Dielectric grease never failed, really. OEM Honda Shinetsu grease part 087989013. G501 is a lot thicker than 205. Got it. Cool. I'm learning a lot about these new, or not new, these different greases. That's pretty cool. I've never used it, so I wouldn't know, but thanks for sharing. I only lube stabs on OEM taupe boards. Yeah, that's fair. Some people just like the stock OEM experience, and that's totally cool. You know, if that works for you, then fantastic, superb. For me, it just never was. I don't know why. Just it's the sound. I find it grating almost. Just never liked it. Never liked the sound of stock taupe. That electric grease can eat some finishes over time. Finishes? Finishes on what though? Like, finishes on what type of parts? Plastic? FR4? Can't imagine it would. Unless you're like slathering it on other things too. It ruins domes. I mean, I've heard of this, yeah. I've heard of PTFE based stuff or some other stuff also ruining domes and like taupe components. Stock taupe too much rattle? Yeah, that's how I feel about it. BRB gotta try putting ball bearing grease in my stabs. Monaco 33 light mixture streamer and some tactiles. Oh, interesting. Like what tactiles? Like MX Browns type of deal? Or MX Clears type of deal? or like heavier ones. Like those like GAT Type R, GAT Quinn, U4T type of stuff. Love me a modded and silenced toper board? Yes, thank you. Love silenced and lubed toper personally. Only heard about silicone or lithium-based greases luring toper domes. I thought I heard of someone using having like leakage down of Krytox. Also having issues with domes. Molecule EM330L is nice, or is it 301? I'm not sure, but the electric dust warp up OEM domes. I would know. Oh, interesting. It's good to know these things. I mean, I generally, when I do any topiary, I'm very careful about it not, you know, applying too much for it to really, you know, come down like that onto the domes. But I mean, it's gonna happen, right? So alright, we're using some long poles today. I kind of felt like I haven't done any long pole builds in a bit, and I kind of wanted to hear this one specifically with it. So I have these hand-lubed Obscuras. So Obscuras typically come factory lubed with 2.5 from the factory, but these are hand-lubed. So it might be a little bit different from, maybe a little bit more muted compared to the stock Obscura sound. I have an RF104U with purple sliders that was supposed to be the donor for a 980. Oh, a CK980 is my first custom toper build, but the GB failed. Yeah, that's a bummer. I did hear about the 980, the CK980 failing. It's a bummer. I mean, things do fail from time to time. So yeah, I mean, hopefully that one sees some revival or renewed interest sometime in the future. Maybe address points that people might want to change a little bit or something. But I don't think the failure is solely due to the features of the board. I think it's also possible that it's like along with the timing and like waning interest in parts of the hobby and things like that. It was bad timing, yeah, right. Okay, let's try some of these dabs here. The world isn't ready for toper just yet? Yeah. I guess there has been a lot of Toper projects. I think it definitely is a bit of like, there's competition too. And also, I guess the more recent success of like Keycaps is also going to play a little bit of a role, because Keycaps boosts interest in EC, but in the context of MX as well, due to like the sliders and whatnot. So yeah. It's good to see interest in EC in general, though. I mean, it's definitely revitalized that scene quite a lot, which is good. Okay. With Stipula PCBs and Plate Maker too? Yeah, right. And it's been good. It's been a good thing for the EC scene. I mean, there's really a lot of exciting things, like through Clever and Dynacap, and now there's like Meta Keeps, and there's like Ursa for the new like profile for OEM caps. So I mean, for OEM compatible, right? So it's good. It's a good thing. It's cool to see the hobby embracing EC more. Oh yeah, I love it. I love it. I like how people, I like it when people say things like, I never really understood the hype of Topre or whatever, and you know, they're like, oh, I got an HHKB and now I get it, or you know, whatever it is, a Leopold, a Real Force, you know, they get like their like the first Topre board, or like they went somewhere and tried to properly mod it one or something, and they're like, oh, I get it. I think I get it now. I think when people say that, I think it's nice. It makes me like, oh yeah, I know that feeling. Because when I first joined the hobby, I was like, oh, like this Topre thing, isn't it just like a lot of like the membrane boards and stuff out there? And when I tried like a nice one, I was like, oh yeah, it's different. It's pretty nice. I still don't get it, but Topre is okay. Not the be all end all. I think it's not so much that it's a be all end all. It's Topre is I feel like I've said this many times before, but like Topre is about comfort. Like Topre is about it being comfortable to use. Topre is being about like when other things feel tiresome and boring, or just like overwhelming, or just kind of like, you know, like it's a little bit of a goose chase, right? Topre is just kind of, it just kind of works. It's just comfortable to use. It's just easy to go back to using Topre. Like you're doing, like you're working with other stuff for a bit, and then you come back to Topre and you're like, yeah, this is nice. It's nothing groundbreaking though. It's not groundbreaking tech. It's not groundbreaking feel or sound. It's nothing crazy, honestly. Topre is nothing crazy. There's nothing extra special about Topre. It isn't. It actually isn't. It's just comfy. It's just nice and comfy to use. I always say it's like having a good best friend, you know, like a close friend that you haven't talked to in a long time, and then you talk to them and it kind of feels like going back to when you guys were close. You know, it's just easy. and comfortable. I had zero interest in Topre just last year, and now I get it. Right. Kim, wahoo, hello, or Yahoo rather. Hi, thanks for the 18 months. Thank you. Also, please say happy birthday to Rue. I love this love letter to Topre. Been meaning to get an HKB for years, but they're just mad expensive to import. Yeah, I mean, I get it from your perspective, Nacho. For you, it's kind of tough. But, you know, if you ever get a chance to ask a friend or, you know, someone you might know who comes to the States or other places where you could get it, maybe then. Doesn't have to be now. I would swap it between and other mechanicals, but to be fair, these aged 45 gram domes I have are significantly heavier than 57 gram switches. Yeah, probably. Aged domes do feel heavier than that. I'm used to, but it is a fatiguing to type. See, that's exactly what it is. You come back to Topre and it's just not fatiguing. It's just comfortable. That's what I like about Topre myself. Like that's exactly the appeal of Topre to me. I don't know how it is for other people, but for some people it is the be all end all though. And I get it. I get it. Totally fine. For me, it's just, yeah, it's like if I had to choose one board out there that's just easy to use for me, it's like, yeah, I'll just grab an HKB and go with that. My unobtainium that's actually easy to obtain. I mean, what are you gonna do about availability and being in a different country and that kind of stuff? Like, you know, it's just at some point it'll happen. Trying Patty's Type K EC build at a meetup was the one that really made me want to explore Topre. I need to replicate that feeling in one of my boards. Type K is nice, yeah. Just plan a trip to Japan, pick one up there? Yeah. Right. Have you considered shipping fraud? Wow. I've been defrauding Chilean customs for years. When we used to have exemptions for anything under 40 bucks, it's no longer the case. Oh, that's unfortunate. They also switched it up. Damn. Sorry to hear that. But I guess we also have had our de minimis removed. Vietnamese import taxes are also pretty cheeks, I'm sure. A lot of places have pretty bad import tax tables. I mean, when I used to live in Mexico, I pretty much resigned to the fact that importing was not like really a that much of a viable option because it's just ridiculous. That said, hey, we have you know, Mexican keyboard enthusiasts in the chat who actually do it. So, you know, impossible is nothing. But then again, it also differs with my perspective growing up versus now as an adult is a lot different, and so also this depends on your financial situation and all that. So, but as far as my understanding went, with between the conversion and between the ever so worsening conversion rate and import and tax law, I was just like, yeah, well, it's annoying. Hello, sir. How much snow do you all get? We only got like 2 inches on the ground. You know, handful of centimeters on the ground at most. Not too much. It did ice over in some places where they didn't like salt it or, you know, remove it enough. So I was walking around today and, you know, while running errands, and there were a few slippery spots on the sidewalk here and there. Like roads, I would say like car lanes were pretty much fully salted, and a lot of it had thawed and whatnot, shoveled or whatever. But there were parts that were still like a little bit icy or slippery. But yeah, I mean, mostly gone. But when I got up, yeah, there were like maybe like 2 inches of snow on the ground. Does this mean that Korea has it easy for importing stuff? I think it might actually have it easier than other countries. I'm not 100% sure about what it exactly is, but if you think about it, protecting Mexican topiary keyboard industry makes sense with tariff imports. Now, even if you import something for $1, you gotta pay that sweet 19%. Oh my god, horrible. Hey, as a Brazilians, how they do it, because that shit's rough too. We've heard it from Cute and Uter and a few of the other people in my server who are from Brazil. It's rough down there, man. They also get scammed like big time doing this. The proxy I use for getting things into Mexico inadvertently allows us to avoid import fees and taxes. I mean, of course, that is usually the workaround for a lot of people. They use companies and services that allow them to, you know, get stuff in with relatively minimal impact. So, you know, there's ways around it, and like it's some are like more like loophole-y. Some perhaps are skating around that, right? So the degree to which that is done, it differs quite heavily from the way these companies and services handle it. Sometimes it's individuals. So, yeah. Ask Mr. Gondo, he'll tell you. Oh yeah, Gondo also has talked a lot about this, yeah. I live in Jersey, we got half a foot. Holy shit. Oh, you guys got a lot. Maybe it's because it's a little bit more inland? I don't know. Where did the system come in from? The snow that we got this time around? Like, where was that system from? Was that from like west, out west, like from like the Midwest and then over to here? Or did we get it from like along the coastline and then down in southeast? Oh, came up. Oh, maybe yeah, because you guys are more inland. Maybe Jersey just got it worse. I mean, usually I don't feel like New York really gets it that bad that often, to be honest. Despite it being coastal, the systems that pass through here I feel like don't hit nearly as badly as some other places. Not to mention the efficiency of the way the city runs. Sometimes it's like kind of scary. Like it's already cleaned so fast or prevented. Like everywhere too. I miss the days of $100 Pro 2s from Mercari. Yeah. I mean, that's also changed. Like, outside of the import thing, it's also changed because interest in Topre has, like, risen a good amount, too. Like, you talk about $100 Pro 2s, but I remember people were getting Pro 1s for pretty cheap, too. Okay, I think the soldering looks pretty solid. God bless Koreans' lack of Topre interest. I feel like Korea is interesting. Korea does have some Topre interest. I actually feel like a lot of the interest in Topre in Korea is driven by the West, actually. Like, I feel like the more high-key Topre people that I know in Korea, like, collect it because they have friends or acquaintances from the West who do. And then they are like, oh, I should try that out. Instead of kind of like being like, oh, you know, Topre, like we have it from Leopold and Real Force or whatever, and then sort of go from there. I got my 2014 Pro 2 for about 120. Yeah, I can check. I don't know what I've gotten some of my HKB stuff for rather. Yeah, let's see. Back in 2017, I got a Pro 2 for $150 shipped using EMS from Japan. At some point, I got a Pro 1 for like $150 as well. Yeah, I think prices were around there. Imagine an X Pro 2 for 100. That would be crazy for cameras. Lunchtime. Okay, bye Shonies. Have a good one. Have a good lunch. All right. Okay, so for plastic plates, I tend to like top mount. So let's try combining a stiffer mount with a softer plate. I think it'll sound and feel nicer. So let's try top mount first. Holy Diego, I think you got a bit of desk under your keyboard there. Yeah, this is the Class 100. Built it last night. Frank, how are you doing? How have you been? Being chilling? Nice. Bing indeed. It's been colder. Work season essentially over. Oh, so you're winding down for work stuff. That's good. That's nice. That's a relief. Lurk equal vanish. I don't know. I think didn't Drew set that up? The lurk thing. Maybe? Yeah, I thought you did. I mean, you did most of the little random things like that on the on the chat, so on the chat side. Well, that's pretty nice. A little alignment pins for the for the DB. Nicely designed board. Nice little touches here and there. That's nice too. The cable stays put very easily. I just answer 5 emails a day now and read manga until January. Work is finito, baby, for 2025. Nice, 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 nice. It's good to hear. Take it easy for a bit. I know some people are extra busy until it really is over, but you know, it's different for everybody. We're like still a little busy ourselves. We still got some like important thingies happening until I'd say this week is really the last hurrah. Like until the middle-ish of this week, and then they'll wind down completely. Like half of operations are sort of winding down, and then half of it we're still kind of on full gears. All right. What keycaps that should we put on this? So who was it? Is it Nacho who was asking about what key sets we have? You said purple, right? Okay, so purple sets, purple-ish, I guess. I have VLC. I have like Alter, which is not quite purple. It's like more like on the navy side. I have Taro. I have Taco. I have First Love. Let's see. I think Hallyu was more like blue, dark blue as well, right? Hallyu. I have like Purple Legend stuff. I have like Analog Dreams, Hyperfuse. I have Laser. I haven't used that in like a while now. NTD. I think that might be, and Purple Knight. I think that's it. Yeah. Purple Knight. Oh, and Shinseiki, the one from Neflock, the Eva themed one as well. Dark purple. Shinseiki is probably on the darker side, I think. Shinseiki. Let me put it on the screen if you want to see which one it is. It's this one. Yeah. Is this a 60%? Yeah, it's gonna look like that. I mean, well, yeah, you can ignore the green accents if you want to just go with just with the purple. Yeah, Dracula as well, I guess. It's like also on the navy side. Go a little weird Mars Cadet. Could do something like that too, yeah. Alright. I can do a poll since chat seems to be kind of torn on this. Keycaps. No laser, okay. Hyper beige? Could do that too. Okay, I'll put a few options. WAP, Taro, Shinseiki. Do I have a Linworks purple set? No, because if I recall correctly, I gave one away. Be weird, do panels? Okay, panels. I can do panels. Alright, there's the options in the chat. Oh, look at the poll on the top right of your chat window. If it doesn't pop up, maybe it's minimized. We'll just check the thingy. Diego, is the red double shot on that enter key, is it all pat printed? So the cherry letters are double shot, and the cherry icon is pat printed, or UV printed, sorry. What do you mean pick a key set is disabled? Oh, I might have disabled it a while back when we had something that was already pre-picked before the stream started, and then I forgot to enable it. So unfortunately, you'll just live with the poll for today. I just forgot. Wow, people actually are choosing laser. Oh, haven't seen that in a hot minute. Wow, I'm actually surprised. I don't tend to find people to be like, oh, I want GMK Laser on that, like, as directly. Yeah, who are the 10 people who voted for it? Whoa, we got some lurkers tonight. We got some lurkers voting against the vocal minority in the chat. That's funny. I voted for memes, didn't think it would actually win in a high stakes, low voter turnout chat as this one. One vote counts for 1 million votes. This is the reality, because we usually don't get more than like 15 votes at most, I feel, on stuff. So 10 votes, yeah, 1 vote's a lot, man. 1 vote's a lot. 2-to-1 laser. Look at that. Look at that. All right. The people spoke. What blade is that? It's so shiny. It's a polypropylene blade, but it's a glossy version of it. All right. Wait for the ballots. The mail-in votes. Nice. All right. I'll be right back. That's funny. Okay, chat, I'm back. All right. So I got some laser here. Let's try this. You guys want to maybe see it from this angle? Do you prefer baggies or containers for keycaps? I prefer containers, but if I don't have like the shelf space to put them in, then bags are easier because bags compress differently from, you know, like containers don't really compress, but bags can kind of do. So it's a little easier to use bags for saving space here and there. So it kind of depends. Let's do no accent. I feel like it'll look cleaner. Old GMK trays, chef's kiss. I love plastic. Yes, me too, me too. Burrito or adobada fries for dinner? Ooh, I would say adobada fries. And then I think I would do, maybe I would do the burrito for lunch, to be honest, like the next day, but you know. Get both, and one of them goes to the lunch tomorrow or whenever, and one of them you eat today. Oh. Oops. Wow, I have not seen GMK Laser for quite some time, so cool pick. Some for memes, some seriously. Alright, let's see, what should I put for, I think I will put this artisan here, and I'll put this one over here. Step caps on an HHKB. Yes, sir. Look at that. How do you like that? Oop. Okay. Turn this guy off. Laser looks good on this. Thanks for making me too rich. OG supporter. Okay? This is Laser R1. Pre-big fame. Just kidding. I think he was already kind of popular because of Pulse and stuff. Do you do caps lock or control? I do control always. Is this PCB on VIA? Oh, it's okay. I can just use. I'll just use like hotkey. I think I already have it active, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. When this hit drop, he was already big. Yeah. I remember it was Pulse back then, right? That was a big thing already. Okay, let's try this out, shall we? With Hangul and Arabic and the terrible tilde legend. All right. Let's try this, shall we? All right, let's do this. So we got, this is the Solaris by Keebscape. This is a board that is currently in stock on Keebscape.com. This is currently built with a polypropylene plate. We have it mounted in top mount configuration. We have some mode Obscura switches, hand lube with 25G0 with 65 gram springs, and GMK Laser for the key set. This is the Dusk colorway, among the ones available on Keebscape. And yeah, let's give it a shot. There we go. Oh, the backspace is not programmed, is it? Okay. I'll figure it out. All right. Sounds like a peripheral input device indeed. Yes. All right. Let's walk through the mods, shall we? Okay. Yeah, that's a nice spacebar. So there it is. Let's see. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. It does sound pretty nice. I think long poles, plastic plate, top mount, honestly, slab's good. It sounds really nice. It doesn't sound as what would I say? Like as expected it to be a little bit louder in terms of like the long poles kind of hitting harder, but I actually like that it's a little bit rounded out. So it's not as like I tend to eventually find some of the long pole switch sounds a little bit obnoxious to my ear, a little bit of grating, but this is not so bad actually. It sounds pretty good. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the, what was the build that I did, what I also really liked on with long poles. I think it was a PC Keycap 265. That one also had like a long pole switch, and that also sounded pretty good, and it wasn't like tiring with the sound. Good combo. Good combo. I do miss the acoustics of MX, not gonna lie. It's definitely the appeal of MX that you have all this variation in acoustics compared to Topre, yeah. That ticking, is Diego washed? Which one? Which one's ticking? Is it the spacebar? Was it not because it's long pole? It's not ticking on the... I don't hear it ticking on the... It sounded like ticking to me. It might just be the switch. The switch is on the shorter side of the long pole, like travel distance. It's like 3.4, something like that. It's on the short side. But it could be the combination of like long pole switch, TX stabs, blah blah blah, all that stuff. It doesn't sound as plasticky as other long poles IMO. I think that, to be personally, like in my personal opinion, I think hand lubing these Obscuras was the move, because stock Obscuras sound a lot louder. So actually I'm giving away a set of Obscuras in my server actually right now. And where did I put them? Oh, I put them over there. And stock ones sound like a decent bit loud. Sorry. A decent bit louder, and like more plasticky. So sorry, whoever wins this, I've touched it now. It's like brighter, a little bit more plasticky sounding. You can kind of hear a little bit more of the spring crunch on them. They're still very good, like stock. Like you can still use them completely stock, but I do think they shine when you've applied a little bit of lube separately. So, what are these again? These are Mode Obscuras. These are an Otemu switch. It's an Otemu switch that's branded with Mode stuff. Yeah. All right. I'll pray that I win so I can build one of the boards that are collecting dust. Oh, which one would you build, Nacho? Okay. So let's show off the board here. Da-da-da. Looks really nice, in my opinion. And I guess I'll show off the board itself here. Let's play the music now. Okay. Diego, thoughts on Heated Rivalry? Better than Interview with a Vampire? I'm more invested on Interview, to be honest. I think Heated Rivalry has the dynamic of the two protagonists is a little bit more punctuated, especially like at the beginning. I feel like Interview with the Vampire has, like, the developing plot is a lot more, it's a little bit more immersive because of the writing. Like, specifically Anne Rice's writing for Interview with the Vampire it was more like world building heavy, and so I feel like that, plus the fact that there's also like a movie of it and whatnot, like, you know, they took all these materials that exist, and including the fact that, you know, the Vampire Chronicles have like all these books, right? And they took all of the source material and made Interview with the Vampire the AMC show. And that one, I feel like it takes a little more time to build that up, and so I feel like Heated Rivalry had a more like punctuated, more like poignant start, but I think as a whole I like Interview with the Vampire better. Yeah. The sex is better in Heated Rivalry for sure. Probably. It's because Interview with the Vampire's point is not that, I think. Like, or not point, but like it's not as like modern TV scene driven. I don't know how to put it, like the directing itself. Anyway, yeah. Any keycap recommendations for Frog Mini Pesante? I would say it depends on the color a lot. What color do you get, Billy Saw? Should you take like 2 pages to describe a single room? LOL. Yes, yeah, right. I haven't read the books, but I've heard a lot from my partner about Anne Rice's writing. So, yeah. By the way, she was not that great of a person. She was kind of a Karen. I think it's inevitable with someone who was somewhat ahead of their time, in terms of what they were doing. Yeah. So I think it's kind of inevitable. It actually happens to a lot of people who are sort of misplaced in their time and doing things that are atypical for their time. And as they age, that cements itself into more so part of their personality too, and yeah, and their daily and all that. Anyway, yeah. Anne Rice is not a regular person. No, by no means was Anne Rice regular. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, back to keyboards, but this is the Solaris. I was almost saying TKL, but it's a 60%. It actually enables top mount and O-ring. We have it in top mount because I think it shines better with top mount on a plastic plate like the one included here. It has a polypropylene plate installed right now. We have mode Obscura switches currently installed in the polypropylene plate. And sounds pretty nice. And it's a nice and clean board. Pretty clean side profile. It's just a standard shelf sort of side profile, and it has a nice cool, I guess 2-part or 3-part weight, however way you want to see it, where you have a mix of materials. You have stainless steel on one side and brass on the other. This is a through weight that goes all the way, and then, you know, you have like an H60 style PCB here. with a centered USB port. You have this cool little specific momentum of an elliptical orbit equation engraved on this side, which is kind of on theme with the idea of Solaris, and it's pretty easy to build. So I think, you know, personally, for 60% that has top and O-ring, this is a pretty good offering, solid offering. I think it sounds nice. I'm sure that this would sound pretty good with MX switches as well, like Cherry MX, if like I were to build it with like MX Browns or like MX Blacks or whatever, or MX Clears, which other people I think have also built with. So yeah, I believe it is on sale right now, right? What's the current sale on this? So it starts at $340, $350, but then they have a holiday sale at 30% off. What's that? 34. So that's like $100 off ish. That's $100 off ish. So it's like $240 right now, more or less. I think that's about right. 30% off from $340 should be about $240. Because it's 34 times 3 ish, so 102, right? Yeah. So I think for, you know, for that price, that's for the holiday sale price, I think that's a pretty damn good deal. Like, granted, you know, yeah, sure, you can go to some of the Chinese keyboard vendors and they'll have offerings for 150, 180, right? But yeah, the cool thing about the Solaris right now is that it's an in-stock board. I did take a look a little bit. I poked around a little bit at some of the other reviewers' content for this because I was like curious about the board itself too, and the overall reception seemed pretty good. So I think for a 60, you know, with top and O-ring mount out there, it's pretty good offering. And the fact that it's in stock and on sale is a nice thing. Definitely, you know, always take a risk when you go GB. So if you are averse to that risk, then, you know, in stock is the way. Like, if she bought something from Barnes and Nobles and they did not put her purchases in the bag with her face on it, she'll complain to management. Yeah, there's people like this. Yeah, it sounds basically like a little bit of a Karen. But I mean, but yeah, she also, again, as I said, I think she was just really like an outlier type of person during her time. So yeah. Anyway, whatever. You know, somebody else's life. There's a normal gossip episode that has to do with Nola and Anne Rice in the late 90s that you need to listen to. It's giving me TGR vibes. Okay, so Billy saw, I think Pesante is mustard yellow only. Mustard yellow. Mustard yellow. Serica is not so mustard yellow, but it works due to the alphas being on the more like neutral side rather than just pure white. But mustard yellow. What about a set like oh, the hierarchies are not programmed on this. What about like Feng Li Su? Is that too, oh, maybe that's too creamy yellow colored. This one. Maybe that's too like pale for your board. Trying to think. Mustard yellow is a little bit of a tough color for sure. Gotta bounce. Have a good night. Oh, Inkblot, thank you so much for stopping by. And Rice, I'm sure, had a major ego, just like every successful person ever. Yeah, it goes with being a luxury blank crafter. Just kidding. Anyway, it's almost golden. Oh, I see. Then I would maybe lean for something more on the. Actually, could work with more like brownish tones, perhaps. Maybe something like a warmer but like, or like a more like, you know, like natural color palette, maybe it could work. Beige even. I was thinking about KKB Freeman. KKB Freeman. I have no idea. Is that the Dune themed one? Freeman. Yeah, the Fremen set. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, I mean that's kind of like on the nose, for the colors of that set. Yeah, it's a little bit on the nose, but it could work pretty well actually, because you get a little bit of a gradient. So at least it won't just look like the same color all throughout, right? I think usually if you just do that, it kind of looks a little dull. Yeah. How's it going, Diego? It's going all right, Eisenheim. But yeah. So I was talking about the Solaris, but yeah, check it out. It's in stock, so you know, you're not on a time limit to purchase it, but I guess you're in a time limit for the holiday sale if you are. But I think it could be a nice gift for 60% for somebody. I think it sounds really good. Very like nice, well-rounded sound to this board. No foam. And this is top mount too, so a little bit of a litmus test in some ways, because there are top mount 60s out there that don't sound that great, to be quite honest. And this is one of the ones that I think sounds pretty good. O-ring, I feel like probably sounds pretty good on this. I don't think I have to try it, but I imagine it's a little bit more more muted, a little bit less lively, it's like specifically like on the spacebar. But yeah, can you try O-ring? I can try it if you want. Where is the O-ring actually? Right here. Permission to speak dirty, sir? What's up? Go ahead. Anytime someone says like speak dirty, I just think of that song. Talk dirty to me. You think alu plate will sound like Otto's builds? Otto's builds? Like Alex's builds? Is that what Otto's builds is referring to? Like an Alex build? Doesn't Alex build with like a bunch of different things though? What's an define Otto's build? The Lord of the Alu Plate. Alex has a title? Okay. I see. Alex's tenure in the hobby has truly granted him new titles as of late. TIL? I'm gonna talk to him about this. That's pretty funny. As if literally like 85% of the hobby doesn't already like alu plates, but okay. Alex Otto's build starts with milky yellows and a Milmax spacebar. Ah, I see. That's fair, because he always does the spacebar switch swap thing, right? Sometimes does lung pole, sometimes does cherry, right? BCP, whatever it might be. Oh, do I need a dummy switch for this? Why is only the spacebar Milmax? Because people might ask for let's see. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna need some dummy switches on this. time I see an O-ring, I think of a C-ring. O-rings are just C-rings for keyboards. Interesting take. Interesting take. That's a take of all time. Okay. That's fine. I mean, I don't know. The scale is different. The scale is different. The width and yeah, that's a different scale. Okay. Cool. Let me get some. I need to get some dummy switches. So I have one here. I can just chop this one off, but I'll need a second one. I don't think I have other ones here. Yeah. Okay. Let me get a couple switches here. BRB. Okay, so let's see. Need a few dummy switches for my for this O-ring to fit. So what I like doing is I just take out the switch leaf, the legs, really the pins. Take them off. This just needs to sit there, so it's just a dummy. So flush cut this part so that the case can close as well sometimes for if you have blockers. Perfect time for a commercial. Yeah, that's funny. That's a funny timing for real. Okay, that does one side now. So that's just to, so I put a dummy switch here to basically keep the O-ring around the full perimeter of the board without the O-ring cutting corners, basically. Where the fuck did the dead cat desk back go? Bring that shit back? Hey, I was just switching it up for fun. Is that an issue? I'll bring it back. I'll bring it back sometime. Don't worry. Okay. Clip this one too. Okay. And same thing. I'm in my villain era. I'm so sorry. You're fine. Okay, so there we go. And now, just gonna plop it on. Okay, so just line it up nicely. Make sure it sits in there. Make sure it doesn't feel stiff on one side versus the other. Nothing weird going on. And then close up your case. Diego, I have arrived. Hi, Mr. Kupo. How are you? How do you do, my friend? How's your Sunday? Do you do anything fun today? all my talk about rings and dead cats. I mean, I know I seem like a bad guy, but Patty corrupted me. Hey, you're blaming Patty for this? No way. No way you're blaming Patty? Patty? Psh, you can't blame her for this. Sundays get shorter and shorter every week. I just read a novel for most of the day. Ooh, how fun. What are you reading, Kupo? What are you reading? I like to ask. I'm reading... Whoa! You're reading a classic! Brothers Karamazov? I love that book. Brothers Karamazov is good. That's a classic. I read that twice actually. I read that once in high school and I read that once in college, and I enjoyed it both times. It's my first time. It's very good. Oh, it's excellent. I hope you like it. It's been a long time for me now. I don't remember a lot, but I remember having like actually enjoying reading it a lot and talking about it with like a few friends. Okay. Dostoevsky is indeed very good. I agree. I'm coming off from reading Notes from the Underground. Oh, okay. That's cool, dude. That's awesome. For those who like reading, that's a good book. Once she goes offline, she turns into a potty mouth sailor. She's a terrible influence. Don't let the pottery fool you. Sheepishly glances around. Reading books in high school, nerd. I actually was the opposite. Like in elementary and middle school, I hated studying. I hated reading. I hated like that stuff. I was like into sports. Like I loved just like, you know, sneaking out in the middle of the night to play video games. And going to my friend's place to just play games and like other stuff. You know, I was miserably bad as a kid. And then I think maybe like latter half of my high school years towards like my college years, I turned more nerdy and like more like into like reading, into like studying, or like just like, you know, just like learning stuff was fun. So it's kind of like that. Born to dilly dally, forced to be a doctor? Not really forced. I did it on my own will. So. And then he learned the joy of reading through Twilight. I did not read Twilight. I didn't know people who did though. Born to run, forced to type. Okay, that's more accurate. Funnily enough, yes. I was my main sport actually in middle school and high school was track and field. We used to do a lot of track and field. All right, let's try this. All right, now we have O-ring mount. Let's try it out. So there you go. Sounds pretty nice. So this is Moto Obscuras on a polypropylene plate. So Yeah, with the O-ring mount, the spacebar is not as salient, I would say. So kind of more consistent rows overall. So for those preferring that sound profile, like this will be more preferable. I think I prefer the top personally, but the O-ring is also very, very nice. Yeah. Okay, here are the mods. This is Otos-esque, perhaps. Oh. Doesn't get stuck. GMK Laser is bringing me back in time. Yeah, for real, right? I haven't put this on the board for a while, so it was a funny pick. Oh, so hi Nightwalker, how are you? How's your weekend? Very O-ring, sounds like a keyboard. Yeah. I prefer this one. Okay, yeah, some people will prefer this one. I think O-ring gasket mount in general tends to be a preference for a lot of people. Yeah. Finally, a sound test with normal switches, not HMX Rain Dance Refraction Matcha 9000s. That was a good one. GMK Laser is actually a pretty set. Yeah, it's a nice set. I agree. It came out really nice. Of course, it had a lot of reruns and variations and whatnot, so there was that. People kind of got sick of it at one point. I like gasket mount generally, but it sounds ass in my Tomo. Top mount is just better. Depends on the board. I think bigger boards, top mount is like a little bit more consistent. Yeah. Or maybe it's like what we're used to, perhaps. I'm not sure. It just depends. Also, mounting positions matter, right? Like where you put them. So yeah, the Solaris in Dusk. This is the dark purple color of this board, and we have it with GMK Laser R1. Very, very pretty. Wait, is this focusing here? Yeah. Oh, I think. Oh wait, no, I thought people were in ads. Never mind. But yeah, very nice. Very nice board. I think this board is currently on sale on Keebscape, and if you're looking for like a gift or even for yourself, 60% in any WinKey, WinKeyless, and HKB configurations. It honestly sounds very nice. It's a very nice board. Very nice 60%. Executed quite nicely. Simple to build too, so I would recommend it. This is really nice. I want to try PP plate. I've been mostly over plastic plates, but PP always sounds nice. People tend to seem to like it better than polycarbonate, for example. I would say polycarbonate is the most what is that? Like contentious pick choice among plastic plates, because it has this like bright sound signature that can be a little bit off-putting in certain combinations, especially like with cherry. It's very bright. So some people just don't like that. You're the man. Oh, thanks. Did I miss anything in the chat? I agree though, Kupo. Sundays do feel very short now. Do they make dummy switches for this, like caps so no dust and debris sit in the housing? I don't think so. I haven't seen that myself. What switch window opener is that? Oh, this one. This one is the Canon Keys one. I think this is a AIO3 design. AIO3 designed this, but I got it from Canon Keys. Yeah. MM Studio Class 100 on the left. Yes, this is the MM Studio Class 100 on the left over here. You can see the size comparison is chunky. There's our 60. There's our 100. This one is Nixi's on half alu. Very nice sounding board too, in my opinion. I think among the full-size boards that I've seen, really good, really good. Solenoid and buzzer are here. It has a strip of LEDs as well. So when you like plug it in, it'll kind of light up. You know, you can turn it off, turn it on. So you can turn on a solenoid. You can do buzzer. It's horrible, but it is there. But yeah, and then it has this PC blocker that hides 2 screws for the case and the daughter board internals. It's magnetically attached. It's really well done. This board, I was frankly very pleased with it. It's done very nicely. It sounds nice. The options are good, I think. Yeah. And the price, I think it was pretty fair. It's like $370 or something like that. After a PCB plate case kit. The solenoid makes me want to punch a baby in the face. Why? No, don't be so mean. OMG, it's so extra. Yeah, it's horrible. I'm sorry. If you're wearing headphones, I'm so sorry. Yeah, but yeah, you know, completely 2 different boards. I tend to enjoy more resonance in these bigger boards, and this one just seems to have a good amount of it too. Like there's no foam in this, and alu half with Nixi's sounded nice and slightly muted because the milky tops are doing a little bit of that muted upstroke, and then you still get that downstroke, that characteristic downstroke of like Cherry MX Blacks. But at the same time, there's like, you know, room in the case, and the sound is like lively and pretty good. So nice boards, both of these right now on the Dusk. Yeah. If you brought that to work, your coworkers will punch you in the face. Yeah, of course. Well, if it's on, yeah. The flathead screws are really weird though. That was a little odd of a choice. You know what? I guess I should take a quick note to provide that feedback. I wrote it down, but I just don't remember to actually send the message. Do you have a keyboard that you bring to work with you, Diego? Yeah, I have an HHKB. Well, so for a while I had a Real Force at work, and then I brought I brought an HHKB at work to work, and then later I brought a what did I bring? Let me check. It was oh, I brought my Jane V2 ME for a little while, and then I reverted back to using Topre. So I'm currently using a real force at work. I decided that I prefer Topre at work, just in general. Draxian, hello. Hello, it's been a long time for me. Yeah, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. This guy used the JMV2 for work? Why not? I mean, the boards are there to be used, so I bring whichever board, it's fine. Also, it's not like we don't know who has access to the office and things like that. So it's like, yeah. I did bring my F1V2 to work once. Nice. How was it? Did it go well? Did people ask you questions? I don't think anybody at work cares in the first place. I think as long as you're not like disruptive, nobody cared. Nobody really asked anything about it either. They're like, oh, cool board. And they're like, I was like, thanks. And they're like, you know, thumbs up. Nice. How was it? No one cared though. They're just there to, you know, do work and go home, you know, so. A guy that says like pot over is on MX Blues. I just started like a month and a half ago, not about to get fired. Topper work is a move? Yeah, I agree. Would you bring the OTD Mini to work though? Back when I was still in grad school, I actually bought it because I was writing my thesis on it. Do you replace the SAT on your Jane V2? On the Jane V2, I think right now, I think I have True Olivetti and on the Jane right now. Just wanted to do some ABS on it, so I think I put True Olivetti on it. Yeah. Do you think the OTD in your thesis? No, but I did thank you guys in the thesis. I'm pretty sure I thanked the community for it. Everyone at work loves the Nama. Nez is still on the Nama disappointment train. What was your thesis on again? It's complicated, but dumbed down version of the topic is I designed image processing algorithms that work for compression and reconstruction of images for various applications, but basically it's like machine learning based kind of stuff. Yeah. Actually, technically not machine learning. It's like you know, there are parts of that can apply towards like convolutional neural networks and that kind of stuff, and then there's part of the work that can be applied just for the compression and reconstruction kind of process. So, technical side is it has several branches and that comprise like different parts of the work that I did. Algorithm based, I mean, I had physical experiments too. But I mean, I primarily worked on the algorithm side, and then designing the experiments to validate the work. So there was a hardware and software validation work for it. So proof of concept, all that kind of stuff. I'm so sorry, man. Villain era. I'm allowed to hate on them. You can hate on whatever you want, Ness. Nice to catch a stream. Got to bounce and grab grub. All right, Kiko. Have a good whichever you're getting. Adobo fries. Have a good one, dude. Have a good dinner. Tiendas P47. That's a good one. Ahí nos vemos. Gives me flashbacks to my Comp G course. Yeah. So yeah, if you've taken like compressed sensing or like, you know, like neural networks and things like that, you'll learn the gist of all that. Like if you know about like sparse spaces, and if you know about like the concept of sparsity and things like that, you'll like the math around it. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. Higher level of thinking needed to understand the ego's thesis, methinks? Not quite, actually. It's understandable even without that. It's not that advanced, but it does take a little bit of background knowledge. They use it a lot in like MRI. I think they've been using it in like ultrasound, stuff like that too. And then nowadays, now that we have full blown like LLM models and stuff, and like image based stuff too, it's like now you have like a ton of all this stuff going on. I would say not so much on the compression reconstruction side, but a lot of the encoding. Diego should bring out the Nama just one last time so I can fully hate on this thing. I already put it away. just to kind of tell you. Essential thesis skill is making it layman readable. Yes, that is indeed an essential grad school skill. Oh, sorry, like a full degree grad school skill that you need to have is to give a basic presentation of what you're doing. Especially if it's like research based. Like you need to know how to explain this to someone who doesn't know anything about what you do. Because if you can't do that, you probably don't understand your area enough. Yeah, it's important to learn that skill. So that in both writing and in like oral presentation was like pretty much very crucial to become part of the thesis eventually. Put it not away. You're probably the last class to start and finish a thesis before LLMs, Diego. Honestly, you're probably right. Honestly, like, as soon as I graduated, as soon as I finished my PhD work on the stuff that I was doing, it blew up. So, like, the field is, like, I am not familiar enough with what people do with LLM stuff now at all. It's way past. I mean, you can conceptually know, but it's something else now. Like the whole AI thing is like completely different thing. Built my CL60 Moment 60 F18 8X V2 Frog Mini Leggera Iron 160 Aeon. Wow, that's a lot of boards. All right, Gigi, you have to go to bed. Nice build, brother. Yeah. See you later. Take pics with WAP. I'll probably take pics with lasers. This is what I have here. LMs are just crazy. Change the industry. I don't like it. Well, they were bound to eventually hit. Actually, LMs have been a thing for a long time. Actually, I mean, or like the concept around them, the math around it, the concept around it, the statistics. You know, all this stuff was around for a good amount of time. But now that it's kind of hit the mainstream, the acceleration that it undertook was like pretty insane. So, but yeah, I mean, it's part of daily life now, so it's gonna change the world in ways we might not like, and that's okay. You just have to adjust, unfortunately. Yeah, so it goes. All these tech trends and all these things are always just kind of hit the ground running, and then people have to adjust to keep up. All right, folks. I think I better wrap things up. So this was a Solaris, once again, with mode Obscuras. I hope you guys enjoyed the build. Let's see if there is someone to raid, if there is anybody currently live. I don't think I see any keyboard folks. Oh, actually I do see one person. I see Roostery currently doing the build. Whom we failed to raid last time because he ended stream. So we could throw a raid that way. Alright folks, let's wrap it up here. It was fun yapping with y'all. I hope you guys have a good start to your week. But once again, check out the Keebscape Solaris if you're looking for a nice 60%. And I will see you guys later this week. I have more builds coming up, so you'll probably see me maybe at least twice this week, most likely. I have another client build happening, and the key code number 2 that Novel Keys is going to be running. I think I should be getting the prototype for that pretty soon, so I'll probably do a build for that too. Okay. All right, folks. Take care.